Morning. How y'all doing today? Well, my name's Tom, and well, I'm just a rambling Christian. Now, if this is the first time you've been here, please stick around. We look at the Bible a little different. Now, typically before I get started, I like to ramble a little bit. Now, I say it will not be Jesus Christ coming. Revelations. I have not done Revelations 21 yet. We're going to do that today. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a secret here that Jesus already came. Okay? And FYI, I want everybody to understand this. The New Testament was first, not the Old Testament. The first will be last, and the last will be first. Okay? New Testament first, then the Old Testament. Okay? The New Testament is what was given, the tree of knowledge, the apple. The Old Testament is the Lord of this world's attempt to change the Word of God. Okay? Jesus says, I was first. So he was first. All right. Now, yesterday, we're in the untitled text. Now, I want to hit this because this is exactly Revelations 21. After that day of rest, after the day of rest. And right here, we're in Revelations 20. And it says right here, and he reigned with Christ for 1,000 years. That is the day of rest. And then Satan will be released upon the earth again, right? It says, after the day of rest, Sophia sent her daughter Zoe, being called Eve, as an instructor. Jesus Christ, daughter of the Spirit. Okay? Melchizedek, being called Eve, an instructor, in order that she might make Adam, whom had no soul, arise, so that those whom he engendered might become containers of the light. When Eve saw her male counterpart prostrate, she had pity upon him and said, Adam, become alive. Yeah. When you get down, praying in the Spirit. Okay? A heavenly voice is pain and suffering. When you pray in pain and suffering, okay? That's your heavenly voice. It is not some weird, fictitious, made-up language, okay? It's pain and suffering. And it says, arise upon the earth immediately. Her word became accomplished fact. For Adam, having arisen, suddenly opened his eyes. When he saw her, he said, you shall be called Mother of the Living, for it is you who have given me life. Now he was already alive in the flesh. Now he is alive in the Spirit, making him complete and filled. Okay, then it says, then the authorities were informed that their molded form was alive and had arisen. And they were greatly troubled. They sent 7 archangels to see what had happened. Now we're going to start on Revelations 21. 7 archangels to see what happened. Okay, and then we're going to move on. Now here in 21, I have heard some fools saying that this goes back to the beginning. They're right in a way. They think this goes back to the beginning of the tribulation. No, this goes back to the beginning of the call of Abraham. Okay? Yes, that's the beginning. Now, this is after everything has passed away. Everybody has been judged. The book of life has been read. And it says, now, after all that, then it says, now, I saw a new heaven and a new earth. So you are on the new heaven, new earth, right after Noah. Okay? And the first heaven, the new earth, for the new heaven and the new earth had passed away. For the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. Also, there was no more sea. Now, sea is not the seas in the water. We talk about it. Seas are the sinners. All the sinners that will be locked within salt water. That's what the writings say. Okay? That is not oceans. Then I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from heaven from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from heaven, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people. God himself will be with them and be their God. This is the temple of Solomon. And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there'll be no more death, no more sorrow, no more crying. Everybody knows then, and even now, Judaism knows of reincarnation. Okay? So, yeah, they kept that from you. You think they're with you. You think they're on your side. They know you're the sacrifice. They know Jesus is the Satan, is the serpent. They know that. See, they have greater understanding than the people who profess to know the word. It says, no more pain, for the former things have passed away. Then he who sat on a throne, behold, I make all things new. And he said to me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. I make all things new. Melchizedek, okay? They're the guys going around picking up all the dead bodies, right? We discussed it already, the priests. And he said to me, It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. So if he is the beginning, Jesus Christ should have been first. If he is the end, then he should be the end too. He was the beginning. He was the first. Okay? Before written word, he came and gave the knowledge to Adam. In the beginning of the end, and I will give the fountain of water of life freely to him who thirsts. He who overcomes shall inherit all things. All things. And I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the cowardly, unbelieving, I already went through all this, the second death, that's church. Cowardly, those who don't speak the word of God. Unbelieving, church. Abominable, murderers, sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars. That's church. And you got murderers and stuff that they kill with their mouths. Now these murderers here, true fleshly murderers, will be judged after death. They will not be judged during life. And if you would let people know that they're going to come back in hell, maybe it would have been better than saying you're going to die in a pit forever. Come back time and time again. I've said it before. I don't know how many times. 2 times in this creation. You get 2 per creation. But I don't know how many times I was pulled into forgetfulness because I'm seeing different stages of development to where people are only being able to read certain levels of the scripture. And they can't get past that level. Even the ones I know that are saved are going to be here for the new earth can't get past their calling. You know what I'm saying? They're hitting a roadblock when I start going too deep for them. They understand that it's truth, but they don't see the truth in that. They see that they're coming back. I see that I'm leaving. You see? I have already been each stage of that to move on. And you will, everybody will be coming. Everybody. But let's see. And then it says, the second death. Then one of the 7 angels who had the 7 bowls filled with the 7 last plagues came to me and talked with me, saying, Come, I will show you the bride and the Lamb's wife. The bride is supposed to be the church. The Lamb's wife are Gentiles. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me the great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God. This is the call, okay? Having the glory of God. Her light was like the most precious stone, like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. Now, clear as crystal is invisible, like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. And she had a great and high wall and 12 gates, the temple of Solomon. Okay? Which are the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. These gates on the east, 3 gates on the east, 3 gates on the north, 3 gates on the south, and 3 gates on the west. 3 will go each way. Now, the wall of the city had 12 foundations, and on them were the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. That's sad. Now, when it says 12 apostles, does that exclude Paul? Paul ain't coming back. That would be 13, right? 13. So, and he who talked with me had a gold reed to measure the city, its gates, its walls. And it goes into here, blah, 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 blah. I don't care what the thing looks like. I'll never see it. But 12 amethyst, 12. The city had no need of the sun or the moon to shine in it, for the glory of God illuminated it. The Lamb is the light. In darkness, we are in darkness, we are blind. It is not the darkness of no light. Darkness is when you are away from God. That is your darkness. When you have no understanding. Now, these are marked unfulfilled, but they're truly fulfilled because this is repetitive. This is the first and the last. So, and all the nations, those who are saved, shall walk in the light. And the king of the earth bring their glory and honor into it. Its gates shall not be shut at all by day. There shall be no night there. And there shall bring the glory and the honor and the nations to it. And they shall by no means enter it. Anything that defiles or causes an abomination or a lie, but only those who are written in the Lamb's book of life. Right? Now that's going to be bad. You know, we read about the New Jerusalem. Now, if you're supposed to be spirit when you die, what do you need a sacrifice for? I want to know. Why are you sacrificing fleshly things when you're spirit? The convictions bring you back here. This has already happened. They sent the 7 archangels to see what had happened. They came to Adam when they saw Eve talking to him. They said to one another, "What sort of thing is this luminous woman? For she resembles that likeness which appeared to us in the light. Now come, let us lay hold of her and cast her seed into her." This is the seed. The New Testament would have been your seed. They cast this New Testament into the Old Testament. That's why you can verify both ways. I tell you, you cannot find it one time they used the words of Jesus Christ and created the rest. Jesus was first. And so when she became soiled, she not be able to ascend into her light. Rather, those whom she bears will be under our charge. But let us not tell Adam, for he is not one of us. Rather, let us bring a deep sleep over him. See, that is the darkness, the deep sleep. All right, I'm going to grab a little more coffee. We're going to jump off into Enoch, and then we'll hit the untitled text from where we left off yesterday. And see what she has to say today. You know, I talk about how at first we were unable to be contained. We just came and went. Jesus Christ was that time. The true message, God's will, not our will. And that came first. It even says it in here. The knowledge of good and evil came on the, sixth day? So, this is the sixth day. The knowledge of good and evil is coming out. You can get in trouble for that. Sat here and drank my coffee. Let me get another one. All right, so let's go. Yesterday we stopped off at 65. Today is 66. The angels of the water bidden to hold them in check. Did we just not talk about salt water? Huh. Tell you, I don't pick my readings. And after that, he showed me the angels of punishment, who are prepared to come and let loose all the powers of the waters, which are beneath in the earth, in order to bring judgment and destruction on all who abide and dwell on earth. See, I tell you what held within there. That's your first one. When you first die, you go there. Then you come back out and you get your judgment. And then the destruction. Both flood and the fire are right now. And all who abide and dwell on earth. And the Lord of spirits gave commandment to the angels who are going forth, that they should not cause the waters to rise, but should hold them in check. For those angels were over the powers of the water. And I went away from the presence of Enoch. And I went away from the presence of Enoch. And I went away from the presence of Enoch. That just stumped me right there. So Enoch didn't write this? It's a book of Enoch. Does that mean Enoch wrote it? And I went away from the presence of Enoch. Now these angels, these Lord of spirits, gave commandment to the angels who were going forth, that they should not cause the waters to rise, but should hold them in check. Okay? For those angels were over the powers of the waters. The seven angels to the church. The seven demons, seven angels, seven whatever you want to call them. And I went away from the presence of Enoch. Man, I'm going to move on from this. That was... This is 67. God's promise to Noah. Places of punishment of the angels and of the kings. And in those days the word of God came unto me, and he said unto me, Noah, thy lot has come up before me, a lot without blame, a lot of love and uprightness. And now the angels are making a wooden building. And when they have completed that task, I will place my hand upon it and preserve it. And there shall come forth from it thy seed of life, and change shall set in, so that the earth will not remain without inhabitant. And I will make fast thy seed before me forever and ever, and I will spread abroad those who dwell with thee. It shall not be unfruitful on the face of the earth, but it shall be blessed and multiply on the earth in the name of the Lord. See, I'll make a wooden, and then it says building. Okay? Ark. Now the angels are making a wooden building. That would be the ark that Moses made. Wow. And he will imprison those angels who had shown unrighteousness. Now, angels are man in that burning valley, which my grandfather Enoch had formerly shown me in the west among the mountains of gold and silver, and iron and soft metal and tin, in which my grandfather Enoch had formerly shown me. We did move into Noah, didn't we? An excerpt from the book of Noah. That's right. So this is Noah, right? And I saw a valley in which there was a great convulsion, and a convulsion of the waters. And when all this took place from that fiery molten metal, from the convulsion thereof, in that place there was produced a smell of sulfur, and it was connected with those waters. And the valley of the angels who had led astray mankind burned beneath that land, and through its valleys proceed streams of fire, where these angels are punished who had led astray those who dwell upon the earth. But those waters shall in those days serve for the kings and the mighty and the exalted, and those who dwell on the earth. For the healing dwell on the earth for the healing of the body, but for the punishment of the spirit. Wow. That's what's going on now. You know, those are all those dang false teachers you have right there. Healing the body. Yeah, because they always go that, you know, your stripes healed your flesh. No, dadgummit, you don't care about the flesh. The only thing that needs to be healed within us is our spirit and our soul, man. That's it. Once that's done, everything else is just, who cares? But those waters shall in those days serve for the kings and the mighty and the exalted and those who dwell on earth, for the healing of the body, but for the punishment of the spirit. Now the spirit is full of lust, that they may be punished in their body, for they have denied the Lord of spirits, and see their punishment daily, and yet believe not in his name, and in proportion as the burning. Proportion as the burning. You see that? People out in the world are allowed to live their life. They can do whatever the heck they want. No judgment. Okay? As long as they got a good, clear heart, a good, clean conscience, they're good. You see, that's the difference. You don't understand. You were called to convict them, to hold them back. That is what was to hold them back, see? That's what it even says in here, that the message would be taken from the flock. The shepherds would use it to make the flock jealous. Church tries to make the world jealous by, oh, we're going to heaven and you're going to hell. You see, no understanding within church at all. And it says that right in the King James Version, that they all profess. It don't matter what version you read. It's the Spirit that guides you, not the book. But anyway, of their bodies becomes severe. A corresponding change shall take place in their spirit forever and ever. For before the Lord of spirits none shall utter an idle word. An idle word. For the judgment shall come upon them, because they believe in the lust of their body and deny the Spirit of the Lord. And those same waters will undergo a change in those days. For when those angels are punished in these waters, water springs shall change their temperature. And when change their temperature. And when the angels ascend, this water of springs shall change and become cold. And I heard Michael answering and saying, This judgment wherewith the angels are judged is a testimony for the kings and the mighty who possess the earth. Because these waters of judgment minister to the healing of the body of the kings and the lust of their body. Therefore they will not see and will not believe that those waters will change and become a fire which burns forever. Wow. Your spirit will turn to fire and burn forever. And that does not, what that means is that, by the time you get to Judaism and stuff like that, I say we take our convictions with us. I've always loved the Lord. And I take that with me each time. You take your convictions with you each time. So these people here, whose heart is not softened concerning it, and whose reins are not troubled by this word of judgment, the church is not troubled by the word of judgment. They're good. Everybody else is going to hell. And that have gone forth upon them because of those who have thus led them out. And it came to pass, when he stood before the Lord of Spirits, Michael said thus to Raphael, I will not take their part under the eye of the Lord. For the Lord of Spirits has been angry with them, because they do as if they were the Lord. Wow! Church does that. They take the judgment of God. They think they have God's judgment on the earth. Therefore all that is hidden shall come upon them forever and ever. For neither angel nor man shall have his portion in it, but alone they have received their judgment forever and ever. Wow. Wow. See, I never had the desire to go to church. I always knew it was a false message. Wow. Let's hit this one. This is 69. The names and functions of the fallen angels and Satan's the secret oath. And after this judgment, they shall terrify and make them to tremble, because they have shown this to those who dwell on the earth. Yeah, after your destruction, we will all know that you were wrong. Yeah. Wow. And behold, the names of those angels, and these are their names. The first of them is Samjeza, the second Quifa, and the third Armin, the fourth Kokabel, the fifth Terrell, the sixth Ramjal, the seventh Danjal, the eighth Nequel, the ninth Barquel, the 10th Azel, the 11th Armos, the 12th Bartajar, the 13th, the 14th, I can't make it, Pusajal, man, I cannot, the 14th Hanel, the 15th Terrell, the 16th Semapestel, the 17th Jetrel, the 18th Termel, the 19th Turrell, the 20th Rumel, the 21st it's two Azels. This is an Azel again, and I double checked. It's two Azels. And these are the chiefs of their angels, and their names, and their chiefs over hundreds, and over 50s, and over 10s. Wow. first name is Jiquan. That is the one who led astray all the sons of God and brought them down to the earth and led them astray through the daughters of men. The spirits of men, those are your daughters. And the second was named Asbeel. He imparted the holy sons of God evil counsel and led astray so that they defiled their bodies with their daughters of men. Led astray, defiled your bodies. You have that mark on the forehead. It is not the tattoo on your arm. Yes. And the second was named, astray the daughters. And the third was named Gadriel. He is who showed the children of men all the blows of death. And he led astray Eve and showed the weapons of death to the sons of men. Weapons of death. Going to hell. The shield and the coat of mail and the sword for battle and all the weapons of death to the children of men. Your way or the highway. And from his hand they have proceeded against those who dwell on the earth from that day and forevermore. And the fourth was named Penemu. He taught the children of men the bitter and the sweet, good and evil, and he taught them all the secrets of their wisdom, and he instructed mankind in writing with ink and paper, and thereby many sinned from eternity to eternity until this day. For men were not created for such a purpose to give confirmation to their good faith with pen and ink. I tell you that, the written word is the apple. For men were not created for such a purpose to give confirmation to their good faith with pen and ink. For men were created exactly like the angels, to the intent that they should continue pure and righteousness, and death, which destroys everything, could not have taken hold of them, but through this knowledge they are perishing. Wow. They are perishing. Wow. And through its power, it is consuming me. And the fifth was named Castija. Oh, man. This is he who showed the children of men all the wicked smitings of the spirits and demons, and the smitings of the embryo of the womb, that it may pass by, and the smitings of the soul that bites of the serpent. That bites, and the smitings of which befall through the noontide heat, the son of the serpent named Tabet. And this is the task of Kezbel, the chief of the oath which he showed to the holy ones when he dwelt high above in glory, and its name is Biqua. Biqua, B-I-Q-A. The angel requested Michael to show him the hidden name, that he might enunciate it in the oath, so that those might quake before that name and oath which revealed all that was in secret to the children of men. And this is the power of this oath, for it is powerful and strong. And he placed his oath, a key, in the hand of Michael. And these are the secrets of the oath. And they are strong through his oath. And the heaven was suspended before the world was created, and forever. And through it the earth was founded upon the water. And from the secret recesses of the mountains came beautiful waters, from the creation of the world and unto eternity. And through that oath the sea was created, and as its foundation he set for it the sand against the time of its anger. And it dare not pass beyond from the creation of the world unto eternity. And it dare not pass. He set the sand against the time of its anger. That's when, everybody got angry, started war, and it dare not pass from beyond the creation of the world unto eternity. And through that oath are the depths made fast, and abide and stir not for their place from eternity to eternity. And through that oath the sun and the moon complete their course, and deviate not from their ordinance of eternity to eternity. And through that oath the stars complete their course, and he calls them by their names, and they answer him from eternity to eternity. Wow. And through that oath, right here in the book, when you say you follow it, not me, Lord, you, type thing. And he calls them by their names, and they answer him from eternity to eternity. That's from every legion to every legion. And in like manner the spirits of water, and of the winds, and all the zephyrs, and their paths from all the quarters of the winds, and they all preserve the voices of thunder, and the light of lightnings. And there are preserved the chambers of the halls, and the chambers of the hoarfrost, and the chambers of the mist, and the chambers of the rain and the dew. Chambers of the hoarfrost, say that's locked away. Chambers of the mist, the spirits, the chambers of the rain and the dew. That is the spirits coming down. The guff. And all these believe and give thanks before the Lord of spirits, and glorify him with all their power, and their food is in every act of thanksgiving. They thank and glorify and extol the name of the Lord of spirits forever and ever. And this oath is mighty over them, and through it they are preserved, and their paths are preserved, and their course is not destroyed. Close of the third parable. And then we'll jump off into some other. Close of the third parable. And there was a great joy amongst them, and they blessed and glorified and extolled, because the name of the Son of Man had been revealed to them. And he sat on the throne of his glory, and the sum of judgment was given unto the Son of Man. And he caused the sinners to pass away, and be destroyed from off the face of the earth. And those who have led the world astray, churches, with chains they shall be bound, and their assemblage place of destruction shall be there imprisoned. Shall they be imprisoned, and all their works vanish from the face of the earth. They have no works, faith alone. And from henceforth there shall be nothing corruptible, for that Son of Man has appeared, and has seated himself on the throne of his glory. And all evil shall pass away before his face, and the word of that Son of Man shall go forth, and be strong before the Lord of spirits. This is the third parable of Enoch, and yet Enoch did not write it. I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to jump into a little bit of this untitled text again. And look at this again. I'm going to cover a little bit from yesterday again. Hold on. All right. Now, yesterday, this was the last paragraph that we read. Now, the first Adam, Adam of light, is spirit endowed and appeared on the first day. Let there be light. Okay? That was this Adam. Then the second Adam, soul endowed, appeared on the sixth day, which is called hermaphrodite, both male and female, where his rib was taken and both man and woman was made, right? Where the two have to become one. Okay? And then the third Adam is a creature of the earth, that is, the man of the law, and he appeared on the eighth day. Who appeared on the eighth day? Melchizedek called him, right? Because you got 1,000 years, 1 day of peace, the eighth day. I'm telling you, Genesis is 6,000 years plus 1,000 for rest. The eighth day will be Abraham, a man of the law. You see? So, but all were in ignorance. The Bible says that, man. I mean, the Bible truly says they're blind right in front of their face. That's that spirit hanging right there. That's the spirit, the face on the waters, It's just, the spirit is right there. It's in the waters. It's on the waters. But you're not seeing it. You're not letting it be light for you. Now, let me say that once the rulers had seen him and the female creature who was with him, erring ignorantly like beasts, they were very glad when they had learned that the immortal man was not going to neglect them, rather that they would even have to fear the female creature that had turned into a tree. They were disturbed and said, perhaps this is the true man, this being who has brought a fog upon us and has taught us that she who has soiled is like him, and so we shall be conquered. Then the 7 of them together laid plans. They came up to Adam and Eve timely. They said to him, the fruit of all the trees created for you in paradise shall be eaten. But as for the tree of knowledge, control yourself and do not eat from it. If you eat, you will die. Having imparted great fear to them, they withdrew up to their authorities. Multiple times throughout history, you can see where the lords of this world have helped mankind. The tree of knowledge is the New Testament, not the Old. The Old Testament is what's against it. First will be last, last will be first. Then came the wisest of all creatures, who was called Beast. And when he saw the likeness of their mother Eve, he said to her, what did God say to you? Was it, do not eat from the tree of knowledge? He said, not only do not eat from it, but do not touch it, lest you die. He said to her, do not be afraid, in death you shall not die. For he knows that when you eat from it, your intellect will become sober, and you will come to be like gods, recognizing the difference that obtained between evil men and good ones. Indeed, it was in jealousy that he said this to you, so that you would not eat from it. The New Testament. That's the jealous. Everybody's getting out of here but the Lord of this world. It's always that way, man. It's thrown up against everybody like that. Wow. Always to make somebody jealous. Now Eve had confidence in the words of the instructor. She gazed at the tree and saw that it was beautiful and appetizing, and liked it. She took some of its fruit and ate it, and she gave some also to her husband, and he ate it. And he too ate it. Then their intellect became one. The two shall become one flesh. When they had eaten, the light of knowledge had shone upon them. When they clothed themselves with shame, they knew that they were naked of knowledge. When they became sober, they saw that they were naked and became enamored with one another. When they saw that the ones who had molded them had the form of beasts, they loathed them. They were unaware. That's when they left. When we started realizing that they don't belong here, they left. See? Then when the rulers knew that they had broken their commandments, they entered paradise and came to Adam and Eve with earthquake and great threatening to see the effect of the aid. Then Adam and Eve trembled greatly and hid under the trees in paradise. Then the rulers did not know where they were and said, Adam, where are you? He said, I am here, for through fear of you I hid, being ashamed. And they said to him ignorantly, who told you about the shame with which you clothed yourselves? The shame. This Old Testament. Unless you had eaten from that tree, the woman whom you gave me, it is she that gave to me, and I ate. The Spirit. Then she said to the latter, what is this that you have done? She answered and said, it is the instructor who urged me on, and I ate. The instructor, Jesus Christ, the teacher. Then the rules came upon the instructor. Their eyes became misty because of him, and they could not do anything to him. They cursed him, since they were powerless. Afterward, they came up to the woman and cursed her and her offspring. After the woman, they cursed Adam and the land because of him, and the crops and all things that had created they cursed. They have no blessing. God cannot result from evil. After the woman, they cursed Adam and the land because of him. And all things they had created they cursed. They have no blessing. God cannot result from evil. Good cannot result from evil. From that day, the authorities knew that truly there was something mightier than they. They recognized only that their commandments had not been kept. Great jealousy was brought into the world solely because of the immortal man. Now when the rulers saw that their Adam had entered into an alien state of knowledge, they desired to test him, and they gathered together all the domestic animals and the wild beasts of the earth and the birds of heaven and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. When he saw them, he gave names to their creatures. They became troubled, because Adam had recovered from all the trials. They assembled and laid plans, and they said, behold, Adam, he has come to be like one of us. That's in here too. So that he knows the difference between the light and dark. Now perhaps he will be deceived, as in the case of the tree of knowledge, and also will come to the tree of life, and eat from it, and become immortal, and become Lord, and despise us, and disdain us, and all our glory. Then he would denounce us, along with our universe. Tell you that. Come, let us expel him from paradise, down to the land from which he was taken, so that henceforth he might not be able to recognize anything better than we can. And so they expelled Adam from paradise along with his wife. And his deed that they had done was not enough for them. Rather, they were afraid. They went into the tree of life and surrounded it with great fearful things. fiery living creatures called cherubim, and they put a flaming sword in their midst, fearfully twirling at all times, so that no earthly being might ever enter that place. Wow. I'm going to hold off there. Let's hit this other one. It ain't that long. Thereupon, since the rulers were envious of Adam, they wanted to diminish their Adam and Eve's lifespans. They could not, however, because of fate, which had been fixed since the beginning, for to each had been allotted a lifespan of 1,000 years, according to the course of the luminous bodies. But although the rulers could not do this, each of their evildoers took away 10 years. And all this lifespan which remained amounted to 930 years. And these are in pain and weakness and evil distraction. And so life has turned out to be from that day until the consummation of the age. Another short one. Thus when Sophia Zoe saw that the rulers of the darkness had laid a course upon their counterparts, she was indignant, and coming out of the first heaven with full power, she chased those rulers out of their heavens and cast them down to the sinful world, so that they should dwell in the form of evil spirits, demons upon the earth. Jesus Christ defeated the Lord of this world. Now, he tells you that the Lord of this world created laws that caused death. The Old Testament. Okay? All sins are death. Jesus Christ defeated that. The Old Testament is no longer in play. But church, through all the apostles, has brought Judaism to Jesus. Jesus did not bring you to Judaism. You have to go there now because you have claimed that law. Okay? That was the thing. There is no law. No written law. And tomorrow we're going to hit this. And man, you know, the Lord of this world cannot achieve what we can achieve. We see that in the writings and in the Bible. It says that they don't have the light that you have within you. They have lost that. They have went to immortality a different way. Yeah, eventually you could. I don't know if we could ever, but you'll never see them. You know what I'm saying? And it says in here that we were disturbed by their image of the beast, and they left. They went. The authorities ascended back. So, and in case you don't know, those are the grays that you see every now and again. Okay, that church denies. I say it all the time, but it's a truly evil purpose in which we have been locked into, and we all want to get the heck up and out of here and never have to come back to this. So, please open your hearts to that spirit. Let her talk to you. Listen with spiritual ears. You know, the only way to do that is sit in quiet. You know, be quiet. Let your heart lead you. Let your heart teach you the Bible, and hopefully you'll be getting out to. May the Lord of Spirits protect your soul. May your blindness be lifted soon. It is so close. Man, it's so close. See you next time, guys.